Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be launching our Duna mobile base. It will be capable of refueling things on the ground. So, yep. And here we go, just launching it. I made sure to put it on 10 times time acceleration, just because we've seen me launch craft before. So here we go. I tried to make it reusable, but I'm not really good at making reusable craft. Excuse me. So it just kind of stayed in space, and I deleted it. But it has more than enough fuel to get to Duna, which is nice. So then I have a little bit of leeway there. But we're just gonna get it up to a suitable height, and then we will detach the fairing. So here we go, almost there. We just need to get to about, I think it's 80,000 meters. Perfect. And then I will go ahead and just circularize our orbit. Now you may have noticed that little orbit that's out there about just under 1,000 kilometers. That is actually an asteroid. So in a future video, we will be making an asteroid base, which is pretty awesome. And then here I go, just deploying the fairings. All nice, nothing got snagged. And then here's the first look. I honestly think it kind of looks like a camper van. But, I'm just going to look at this little doodad, try and figure out if I can get it back home. And then realize I can't because it has no electricity for some reason. So yeah, you'll just see me kind of go through that and get all confused. Why can't I pump the fuel? And then I'll look at everything and realize, oh, there's no electric charge. And I'm not sure why it ran out of electric charge. That's really confusing to me. But anyways, I'll be setting up a maneuver node here shortly. And then I'll just target Duna. But of course, I'm not in the right location. So eventually, I will probably get around to going back to the Space Center and warping it to the right location. Like right about now, I think. Yep, I just go through a bit of it. Because you guys don't need to see me setting up the maneuver node and such. Because you've seen that plenty of times already. So here we go. Just out into interplanetary space. I think I have to set up another maneuver node. The funny thing is, it looks like I was about to go to Dres there. Not yet. In a future video, though. Dres has lots of cool asteroids, so that'll be fun. And it's got that cool Dres Canyon, so that'll be fun. And here we go, just flying by all those asteroids. That'd be kind of fun to almost like rendezvous with one on the way out. That sounds sort of like a NASA mission right there. And here I am just kind of tweaking. This might take me a while. We'll see. and then I might just set it up later. And yeah, that's what it looks like I do. So here I am, just trying to get it nice and low. And since I have so much fuel, I don't actually need to aero brake, which is nice. So I just make sure to set it to base and not actually a lander. And here we go. Just lining it up right now. So that way we get nice and close to the planet. And then I'll come in nice and close. And you should be able to see it here pretty soon. And of course I just do a lot of tweaking, making sure it's all set up nice. And then once I'm happy, I go ahead and I warp on down and start my deceleration burn. And then here I am now using the nuclear stage. And then I just do it in 2 burns because the nuclear engines have a pretty low thrust to weight ratio. And we're actually really close to the space station, so that's pretty cool. But I will not actually be trying to rendezvous with it, not in this episode at least. So here we go, just bringing it down a few more times. And now we have a nice, slow, and stable orbit, so I'll probably be trying to pick out a nice landing location here pretty soon. Now, I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing here. Oh, okay, so I'm just waiting until I get to the right location. And then I'll do my little retrograde burn, which takes forever. And I land a little bit farther away from the the Duna base, which that might be problematic later because I've done a little bit of testing with the Rocket Part Shuttle, and it's very, very difficult to pinpoint land. So I might actually need to refuel it once it's on the ground. But we'll see about that. I'm not sure where I'm trying to land. I think just out randomly, just so I can explore. but I'm coming in a little bit fast. That's just fine, because I just detached there, and I've got parachutes, so I'll be just fine. As you can see, parachutes are deployed, and we will start just floating on down. I made sure to put a lot of parachutes on here, just so it would be nice and safe. And a little bit of thrusters, just so I could decelerate even more, and I wouldn't have to repair any wheels once they get broken. And right now, I'm probably maybe 50 meters above the ground. And we're back in 1 times time acceleration. There's a lot of kind of micro stutter for some reason. I'm not sure why, because this rover doesn't have all that many parts. I think my game's just starting to get a little bogged down by just the overwhelming amount of just craft. Like, there's 32 right now, and a lot of them are over 100 parts. So we'll see. I might have to clean up a few of them. So there we go. I go ahead and jettison all of those right there. Or, I wouldn't call it jettison. And then now I'm just kind of testing out all the little features. You can see here that I have a lot of little like airlocks, so it'll be very easy to get in. And I have cool internal lights, which is nice. And I also managed to stick a few radiators on there, so that way when we're drilling, this thing will stay pretty cool. And I'm just kind of messing around with all the features right now. So I've got a nice little antenna on the top there. Very nice. And I should probably stop messing around with CurbNet. I find it interesting. It's called Duna Midland Sea, so maybe this was an ocean at one point. That'd be pretty cool to see. Just a Duna with oceans. But we do not actually have that, so instead we get to drive around on the basin. So here I am just kind of driving around. It doesn't go particularly fast. I think its top speed is about 20 meters per second. But it is pretty stable. And there my computer goes into sleep mode. So we're just going to wake it up there. So yep, I will just kind of drive around, deploy the solar panels, and then we will get back probably to, yep, my Ike base, where we have our majestic-ish rocket part shuttle. And we will probably be launching it right about now. And here it goes. So I'm not gonna make you guys suffer through the entire launch. So I'm gonna speed it up about 4 times. So into space we go. I've got my solar panels deployed so we don't run out of energy, like on a few different crafts. Like my oh, what's it called? The little space lawn chair I have. It's actually the Kerbal shuttle, but you know, I call it the space lawn chair because that's what it looks like. And then I go ahead and try and set up a rendezvous, or at least try to intersect the orbit of the space station. And then I realized it's probably not a smart idea to try and rendezvous right off the bat, because that puts me inside the atmosphere, and that's not exactly something I want. I do like Ike. It's got very nice highlands, so it just kind of looks like you're zooming past the ground, and it just looks very cool. But here we go. We're just getting to periaps right about now, and then I'm gonna decelerate and see if I can get a nice close encounter. And of course, I will try and, make sure I'm on the same ish plane as the space station. And then I'll warp around just to periaps again, and I will get us all lined up. And then here it comes. And then I'll just get it really close. I think it's only at a few meters now, like I think 500, 400 meters. And then we will go ahead and warp on around. Oh, only 100 meters, nice. And then I will burn retrograde super fast because I don't want to collide with it. And then I'll get nice and close. I'll spin around towards the target. And then we will go ahead and dock up with it. As you can see, we have our little fuel shuttle there. Very nice little craft. And we have a pretty good amount of fuel inside of our big orange tank, so this thing should be able to make quite a few missions up. And here I am back to 1 times time acceleration, and we'll go ahead and dock up with the space station. So here I go, just getting it nice and close. One of my favorite things about KSP 1.2 is that you can aim the camera. Just like that. I love that. I wish that was in older versions so much longer ago, because then I can just do this. I can look really close and make sure I am actually lined up perfectly. And there we go. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!